January 17th, Friday of first week in ordinary time. A reading from the letter to the Hebrews. Be careful the promise of reaching the place of rest that God had for the Israelites still holds good. None of you must think that He has come too late for it. We received the good news exactly as they did. But hearing the message did them no good because they did not share the faith of those who listen. We, however, who have faith shall reach a place of rest. As in the text, and so, in anger I swore that no one would reach the place of rest I had for them. God's work was undoubtedly all finished at the beginning of the world. As one text says, referring to the seventh day, after all His works, God rested on the seventh day. The text we are considering says, they shall not reach the place of rest I had for them. We must therefore do everything we can to reach this place of rest. Or some of you might copy this example of disobedience and be lost. The word of the Lord. Do not forget the works of the Lord, the things we have heard and understood, the things our fathers have told us. These we will not hide from their children, but will tell them to the next generation, the glories of the Lord and His might, and the marvelous deeds He has done. Do not forget the works of the Lord. They too should rise and tell the sons, that they too should set their hope in God and never forget God's deeds, but keep every one of His commands. Do not forget the works of the Lord, so that they might not be like their fathers, a defiant and rebellious race, a race whose heart was fickle, whose spirit was unfaithful to God. Do not forget the works of the Lord. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark. When Jesus returned to Capernaum, word went round that He was back, and so many people collected that there was no room left. Even in front of the door, He was preaching the word to them when some people came bringing Him a paralytic carried by 4 men. But as the crowd made it impossible to get the man to Him, they stripped the roof over the place where Jesus was, and when they had made an opening, they lowered the stretcher on which the paralytic lay. Seeing their faith, Jesus said to the paralytic, "My child, your sins are forgiven." Now some scribes were sitting there, and they thought to themselves, "How can this man talk like that? He is blaspheming. Who can forgive sins but God?" Jesus, inwardly aware that this was what they were thinking, said to them, "Why do you have these thoughts in your hearts? Which of this is easier to say to the paralytic, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Get up, pick up your stretcher and walk'? But to prove to you that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins." He turned to the paralytic, "I order you, get up, pick up your stretcher and go off home." And the man got up, picked up his stretcher at once, and walked out in front of everyone, so that they were all astounded and praised God, saying, "We have never seen anything like this." The Gospel of the Lord.